Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a updated foundation routine, and this is not like a natural glam. This is more focusing on how to get that full coverage, flawless, non-cakey makeup look. So I have been doing this for a while, so this is not something that I just pulled out of, you know, the wall or anything. This is something that I've been doing for my Instagram page and for YouTube. Even though I haven't been filming for a while, this is what I wear whenever I do makeup looks for Instagram, but mainly for my channel as well, because what I use and how I do my makeup, I don't do this on a normal daily basis. This is something that I want because for business purposes. If I would go to an event, I would wear a full coverage face, or if I'm going out, I would definitely do that. But I'm one of those people that I really freaking hate wearing liquid lipstick whenever I'm going to go out and eat. So if I'm going to go out and eat somewhere, I make sure that I take off the lipstick right after I take photos, and I will wear like a gloss or a regular lipstick that's sheer. And I mean, I know like that's defeating the purpose, but I really don't care. It's my lips. If I don't want to wear it, I don't want to wear it. But besides the point, that has nothing to do with the video. I'm going to show you guys what products I've been using a lot, and these are products that I really do love. Some of them are new and I'm still testing them out, but I do add them into my makeup routine. So this is something that I'm showing you guys what I use. And every time I get questions on Instagram, is mainly the same thing, like what am I using to edit my videos and my photos and stuff like that. I don't edit my videos or alter it. This is all me. This is all natural, and I have no problem getting in front of the camera, bareface, whatever. And you guys have been noticing, if you have been noticing, I will get on Instagram story and Snapchat bareface. Like, I have no problem now. Like, before I used to be insecure about it. Now I'm just like, I'm starting to really feel confident and love myself enough to do that, because at the end of the day, I sleep with my face and I wake up with my face, and it is what it is, and I'm not going to change anything for it. So that's what it is. But for my photos, I will do a whole different video on it. I just have to figure out how I'm going to do it, because I don't want it to be like me holding my phone and be like, okay, this is what I use. So let's get into the video. So I'm going to start by prepping my face. I'm going to use this Urban Decay Hot Springs Hydrating Gel moisturizer. I was gonna say face water, but I mean, it does feel like water onto the skin. Like, once you apply it first, it's like a gel formula, and then you mix it into your hand, and then you apply it onto the face, and it just like melts into like a water type texture. But this is new, but I've been loving it though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna use this lip balm. This is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Lip Therapy, and I did mention this in my last video. And I'm going to apply that onto the lips, because I don't want no crusty lips. For primer, I'm going to use this Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm, and I like using this as a primer because the other primers I've had are finished. So I'm gonna use this. This is like super liquidy. Like, you could definitely hear it when you shake it. And I like this because my foundation sticks onto it a lot better. And some primers, like the silicone-based ones, you can't use that for certain foundations because they would just slip right all over the face. And the foundation I'm going to use is a liquid type runny foundation. It's not too runny, but you'll see what I'm talking about if you used it. I'll show you guys in a minute. So I like to do that. And then I like to use this Dewy Finish Setting Spray by NYX. And the reason why I like to do this before my foundation, because I like to have a dewy finish look. So I'm going to spray this onto my face. Okay. And then I'm going to let that dry and sit there for a little bit. And I'm going to talk about the foundations that I use. So I mixed two because I got a tan. I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. And I got two of them because I mixed them. And I use cream beige and beige. No, soft beige and cream beige. So I mix them too. But I lean more towards cream beige. And I mix a little bit of this in there. And the reason why I like using this is because it doesn't give you flashback when you take photos. It doesn't give you flashbacks. And what I like about this also is that it gives you like that flawless finish. And for a foundation that's under $10, this really looks beautiful onto the skin. I don't believe this foundation oxidizes on me. I don't think it does. I'm going to use the Beauty Blender to stipple it or bounce it onto my skin. So I mix the two shades. And I really like this foundation. Like, back in New York, I was using this foundation so much. And I noticed when I take photos, it just looks really, really nice. If y'all see me looking around, it's because I'm trying to see my kitten. She's about to be 9 months old, or she is 9 months old now. And like, it's crazy because I didn't think she was going to be in heat so early. What are you doing? She's like behind a mirror. I decided to put the mirror in my room because, I mean, my husband uses the mirror too, but not as much as I do. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I like taking photos either with a tripod on my own or with the mirror. And I like to use my Sony camera because that camera is pretty clear when it comes to taking photos. And a lot of you ask me, what camera do I use I'm like, to take photos with. And I'm gonna list it down below. I'm gonna list the link. But I got mine, on Amazon. I was gonna say eBay. I don't know, my mind is all over the place. I got my Sony camera, my Sony Nex 6 camera on Amazon for $480. I know that's insane money to drop on a camera, but it's an investment. And a lot of people have issues with the Sony cameras, and they say that it is so sensitive. It is sensitive, but you got to be able to be careful. Like, if you're not responsible when it comes to electronics, then getting that camera may be like a challenge for you. Because for me, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm really responsible when it comes to my stuff. Because I'll tell you, for an example, I've had my laptop, knock on wood, I've had my laptop for almost 7 years now. And that laptop has been through back and forth with me. I'm doing a second layer because, like I said, this is a full coverage foundation routine. This makeup is mainly for when I take photos, when I do a photo shoot, when I go to an event, when I'm going out. But mainly it's for when I take photos for Instagram. It's a medium to full coverage. It's buildable. It's easy to work with. It comes with like this little spatula. It is a little runny. You have to be careful, but other than that, this foundation is awesome. All right, so now I'm going to move on to concealer. I'm going to use two concealers because I like to color correct, and also, I mean, I don't have to do too much correcting, but I still want to do it anyways. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape concealers. This one is in light medium, and this is light sand. Light sand is a lot light for my skin, like especially right now. It's gonna look really, really bright. So I like to mix them two so that it can kind of even out. Some people like to have a really, really bright under eye. I don't mind it. It's just, I don't think it's like a real natural glam when you go out. Like I said, this is great to have a highlight under eye when you're going out or you're taking photos. You know what? As I got older, I've noticed that. I've noticed like I don't use a lot of makeup anymore. When I go out, I'm just like, F it, I'm just gonna go like this. So I'm gonna take this side of the Beauty Blender and tap that. I'm gonna work on the under eyelash. So I'm gonna start with the T-zone area. And I love this concealer because it gives me full coverage. It reminds me of the MAC Pro Longwear. And it's funny because nobody talks about that anymore, from my knowledge. All right, so now I'm gonna blend this out. I like to turn my Beauty Blender and blend it going upwards to the hairline. And don't worry, I'm gonna blend that out. And I like to take it in here where the tear duct area, the inner eye, because I have dark shadows there. And if I don't have any eyeshadow, I like to take it to the lid as well, so it can kind of even out. And when I'm done, I like to take the rest of the foundation and just kind of blend out that harsh edges from the concealer so that it can balance out and look even and not look like this harsh concealer streak. So I'm going to set that once I'm done contouring. So I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Cream Contour Palette. And this is how it looks. I'm going to do a whole video on this. And you'll see soon of me talking about it. So I'm going to take this brush from e.l.f. This is like their contour brush. And I'm going to pick up this shade right here. The forehead. And I've been liking the bronzy look. Like that sun-kissed bronzy look. And I like to take it by the nose. Right. And then I like to take that underneath to give a shadow. All right. And then on the jawline. There you go. And then I like to take the stippling brush from Coastal Scents. This is their Brush C BRC S54 brush. And it's like a small little stippling brush. And I like to just blend it like this. Remember, have your brush like hold the brush over here, not here. You want it to look flawless and give you that airbrush look, so you want to hold the brush a certain way. So you want to blend that into the hairline. I don't want to mess up my hair. I want it to look chiseled. I should be using a different brush for this, but because it's such a small brush and my nose is like, I got that Puerto Rican nose, it's not that hard to blend out. Like, it's that creamy that this cream bronzer, it blends so easily. Blend out those harsh edges. And this is exactly the same step that I do whenever I'm doing my full face for Instagram, for events, for when I just go places or like a birthday party and I want to look glammed up and popping. And then I'm going to blend out that under eye crease. And then I'm going to take the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Light. The reason why I like to do this is because I want to have that bright under eye, since the Laura Mercier doesn't do that for me because it's a translucent. So I like to take it to the sides. This is the Morphe E46 brush. It's like my favorite brush for under eye. Like, it gets right in there. And I know this is a little different from what you normally see when people do their under eye, but the thing about me is I like coverage. So this is like a different routine for me. And don't worry, we're going to set the under eye too. I just like to have the coverage down packed first. And what I like about the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish is that it's so lightweight. It doesn't look cakey under the eye. And it covers up to, pretty well too. Not like a full powder foundation coverage, but this is like something that I like to rely on when I do my under eyes. And then I like to take the Laura Mercier translucent powder, setting powder and translucent, and I like to pick up what's here and also on the cap, and I look up and blend that in there. I tap it. I don't sweep it. I tap it, because when you sweep it, you're moving the product, as opposed to when you pat it, it's pressing and merging with the concealer and the powder together. And I like to tap some product into the cap. And what I like to do is I like to take a brush, like a face powder brush. I'm going to take this one right here from Sony Vegas. This is their regular face powder. And I like to just place that right underneath. Even though I'm not doing like I'm not sculpting with the face powder, with the translucent powder underneath my jawline, not my jawline, like my cheeks. I'm not doing that because I just want to set it. You know what I mean? I want to set it. And when you do apply it with the beauty blender and then you just sculpt it like that, you're just creating like more, you want the contour to be more pronounced. I don't want to do that because I want it to look bronzy. I want it to look natural. So that's what I just did. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Powder Foundation and just go in there one more time. Like I said, I like coverage under my eyes. I know it's a lot, but this is the way I like to do my face when it comes to foundation and setting my concealer. You see? I love this face powder. This powder foundation, that's what I meant to say. I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to put it around the nose too because I tend to get red around that area and I want some coverage there. And I'm going to put some in the chin. Okay, and then I like to take my Beach Cosmetics #1 face brush and then just sweep off that excess from the powder. And the reason why I didn't apply any setting powder on my eyelid, because I'm gonna do an eye makeup look, and I am going to set that cream contour, so don't worry. I'm going to move on to contouring my face. I'm going to use the Shade and Light contour palette, and I'm going to use the middle shade to bronze my face, and then I'm going to use this shade over here on my right. I'm going to use this shade to contour my nose. I'm going to take this Morphe brush, the E51 brush, and you don't need to pick up a lot because this is very pigmented. And I'm going to tap and then sweep. I'm going to contour my nose. I'm going to use one of my favorite brushes, the Morphe E30 brush. And I like to use this because it's kind of flat but fluffy. And I like to contour my nose with it. Like, you don't have to do this if you're not comfortable with this type of routine, or you just don't like the full coverage. If you're like a natural girl, then you can continue doing your routine, because I'm all about natural. But because I do YouTube and because I do this as a job, this is the route that I like to go to, by doing a full coverage and showing you guys how to do full coverage. I'm going to take this powder over here on the left side of the palette, and I like to kind of blend out that contour because it tends to be a little too pigmented, and some people will go overboard and they forget, like, listen, you don't want to look muddy or too bronzed. So I like to go in and just blend that out so it could look a lot softer, especially in the forehead. I don't want to look like I got a helmet. Okay, I think that's better. And I like to take that same powder that I used to blend out the contour. I like to take it down to the side of the nose to kind of tone it down a bit. It's only good when you take photos and you have that harsh nose contour and also face contour. When you take photos in general, you want to kind of, how to explain it? You don't want to look natural when you take photos because it's going to be hard to pick up on your face makeup. So some people will be like, oh my gosh, like, you have too much makeup. But some people don't understand, like, it's for camera purposes, because the camera may not pick up the shade of the blush, for example, or the contour. Or some people like to go overboard and heavy hand when it comes to contouring and foundation, etc., because the camera doesn't have the same view as we do when it comes to our eyes. So when you see people take pictures and their blush is there and like everything is like contrasted, that's because they had to go over a little heavy-handed, and not overboard, but heavy-handed. I'm going to do my eyebrows, and then I'm going to talk to you guys for a little bit and then close the video out. So I'll be right back. All right, so I'm done doing my whole foundation routine. This is exactly the step-by-step that I do when I want to achieve a full coverage foundation. And I really do like the way this looks because it's not harsh. It may seem harsh and a lot of makeup for some people, and that's okay because everybody has their own preference. Everybody's entitled to how they feel. And also, I want to just say thank you so much, guys, like, for all the compliments that you've been giving me on Instagram, because it really, really makes me happy that you guys love how my photos come out. And I've been trying really hard to get my photos to really look professional and crisp, clear. And also, I haven't been using a lot of filters. The only thing I mainly use, even though I'm going to do a video on it, is the sharp tool on Instagram, the contrast, the saturation, and another app that I use is Facetune. So the only thing I do with Facetune is remove like blemishes, and if it's a little dry under my eyes, like there's some days that I'll have dry under eyes, and I do use under eye cream at night, but I just suffer with dry under eyes. I would use the soft tool to kind of blur out the under eyes and wherever I feel like it's a little dry. So that's really it. Like, I mean, I don't go overboard. I don't use Lightroom. I don't use none of that stuff. Like, it's just my lighting here, or I use the window, and I'll use natural lighting just to get the kind of achievement when it comes to doing my face. So that's really it. Like I said, I'll do a whole video on what I do to get the photos that I, you know, take to achieve it, to have that really nice Instagram photo and everything. So, but other than that, like, thank you so much guys for watching my foundation routine, and I hope anything that I did you will take it as a tool to use it in your foundation routine. And don't forget to comment down below, and also don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll have the little subscription button up here, and also I'll have the videos at the end of my previous videos that I filmed, and if you haven't watched it, you can definitely click on that. So yeah, follow me on Instagram and Snapchat if you haven't already. I'll list everything down below as always in my description box, and everything else will be listed down there. And yeah, so I just want to move on to the next video, and stay tuned for that. It's the Desi and Katie collab with Dose of Color, so definitely check that video out once it is live on my channel. So thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.